welcome to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Violeta, and today we're gonna be talking about the famous Banksy's work, Stop and Search. So let's get started. On the right hand side, you can see Dorothy. Dorothy is the main character from The Wizard of Oz. Then you can see her dog Toto, and on the left hand side, the police officer. Everything is in a monochrome except for the police officer gloves, which is in light blue. Because the only thing that is in color in this painting is the police officer's gloves, it immediately draws our attention to the hands of police officer, making us think, what is he searching there? For those of you who are too young to remember, or perhaps just to give you some context, The Wizard of Oz is the musical film that was produced in 1939. It is the adaptation of the Baum's children's novel, The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. It tells a story about a young girl, Dorothy Gale, and her dog Toto, who are swept away from their Kansas farm to a wonderful land of Oz. She embarks on a journey with her three new friends in a search of the wizard who can finally return her home and also fulfill the wishes of the others. Played by Judy Garland, Dorothy represents a typical young character. She's portrayed as harmless, naive, and represents the childhood innocence. She's a truth seeker, traveling in search for someplace better. Her little terrier Toto accompanies Dorothy throughout the journey, and he represents the values of loyalty and companionship. Going back to the painting, you can see that the police officer is actually searching Dorothy's basket, perhaps trying to find some contraband items. He also appears to be questioning Dorothy about something that he had found in the basket. If you're unfamiliar with the concept of stop and search, it's a policy that allows the police officer to search a person without any warrant or proof of wrongdoing. And since Dorothy's character is often associated with purity and harmlessness, it draws our attention to the absurdity of the search itself. So by using such a naive and innocent character, Banksy shows that even seemingly upright Dorothy is not safe from being controlled by the state, again highlighting the absurdity of the search. So Stop and Search illustrates a theme dear to Banksy, his own defiance towards authority and law enforcement. There are also other similar pieces of art that Banksy produced in relation to the theme of Stop and Search. For example, this one, Girl Frisks the Soldier, in Jerusalem 2017 on the west wall of Bethlehem. Here you can see that the roles are reversed. A school-aged girl in pink dress is searching the soldier instead. In this humoristic twist, where the roles are reversed, he further highlights how unfair, excessive, and absurd he feels the state's reach has become. However, this print can also be read as a reference to immigration. In the book and film, Dorothy actually leaves her house to search for a better place to live. Therefore, it could be interpreted that this innocent and harmless character with only a few belongings is actually searching for a better quality of life. But she is still being checked and perhaps prevented from entering the state. If viewed in this context, Stop and Search might represent the paranoia around immigration. It could also show the government agencies' attempts to stop and prevent entry of those seeking a better quality of life. But we might think that this print can represent even something more different than that. We might say that the police officer represents the coldly rational capitalist and modern systems, or in other words, the world we live in. So that's everything I wanted to share with you about the Stop and Search. I hope you found it useful and interesting, and I'll see you in my next videos. Thank you, bye bye!